Since 1980, the cost of college in the U.S. has more than tripled.
There's basically no life on Earth, I think, that will be untouched by the force of climate.
At least one person is dead and several are injured tonight after protests and counter-protests turned violent.
It began as an ordinary school day, and it was almost over when gunfire erupted this afternoon.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death among people aged 10 to 18.
The Mental Health Partnership with Island Hospital Foundation, Rotary, and the school district creates a vital link for our safety net in Anacortes, in that it provides a full-time mental health counselor to support our middle and high school students. We know that our kids are facing increasing mental health struggles. In fact, a recent journal article in the Journal of Abnormal Psychology found that depression rates in 14 to 17-year-olds increased 60% in the last 10 years, and teenagers visiting emergency rooms with suicidal thoughts had doubled from 2009 to 2015. So the idea of having a mental health school program that's accessible, free of charge, and confidential is absolutely huge.
What I see clinically, especially when I'm working with kids, is depression and anxiety really gets in the way of them functioning in the way that they want to, or it can be a big barrier to being successful in school or maintaining successful friendships, like having that solid friend group going through school. When a kid is first starting to struggle with anxiety and depression, and a lot of these things tend to come up in like early teens, where they first start having some of these symptoms, if we can engage them in treatment and give them some real coping skills and give them some language around depression, anxiety, emotions, what we can see is they can actually then use those things to help decrease the symptoms then and prevent them from getting a lot worse later in their life.
So this student I saw 2 years ago for the first time, mainly presenting with depression and anxiety. The parent that she was currently living with had a lot of substance abuse and anger management issues, which eventually was resulting in some domestic violence type of things. The student started kind of identifying that the depression and anxiety was not just her fault. She could see where things were coming from, which helped a lot, because she no longer was sort of personalizing, something's wrong with me. She was realizing she was reacting to a very difficult, challenging situation. And she started building skills so that she wasn't as reactive to the parent and the parent's abuse, and started being able to make long-term plans that were healthy and weren't just about escape, but what might be good for her in the long run.
The hospital and Rotary were civic-minded organizations. We are literally here to serve the community that we live in. And when we get together and partner and put our energy toward projects like this and services, we can make a huge difference, and especially in this case, in these students' lives. We are making a difference in who they'll become in the future. And, how can you not be passionate about that?